Welcome back to our channel, or if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Vixin ASMR, and in my previous video, we started the beginning of Dream Daddy, and I enjoyed it, but I wanted to mix things up at the start of this channel to see where we fit appropriately. And so tonight we are going to be playing Strange Horticulture, where we are a local botanist, I believe, and we will be taking care of plants at a local plant shop. Strange Horticulture is a cozy and witchy type game, and it seems like we'll be running into some of the coven as well during our time here at the shop. It's a mystery puzzle type game with investigation and reading. It's a really nice game to wrap yourself up with a blanket, pour some tea, and get lost in it. I've seen a couple of other content creators get into this, and it piqued my curiosity. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that the neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, as you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at the street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There's much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. I think it's funny that most games you receive a place or something from deceased family members. Day one, Friday, and it looks like we can scroll in to see better if we need to. It's a cute little shop. Got a note here from Simone. I found it, an excerpt on the elusive wandering bow. Come to the library in Ambleside, and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the gilded dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Helbane a good scratch behind the ear for me. Okay. So I'm assuming those are two plants that we are going to require. And I love that we have a black cat. Okay. So we have quite an array of plants here, it seems. There also seems like there's room to grow from here. We're going to acquire some plants, I'm assuming, from Simone's message. Let's see. Okay. Get the will to explore from watering plants. There's not really like a meter, it just kind of takes the water as needed. And I don't know how much water is in this can. Maybe it's endless. I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh! What's that? Looks like an upside down bulb of a flower. Okay, just hold that. I'm not sure what that goes to. I'm gonna go ahead and water all of these just in case it's required. We don't seem to be getting the will to explore, so I'm going to assume that once you kind of top that off, you can't gain that. or gain more of it, I would say. Got a telescope or a microscope, excuse me, for closer inspection. And a dead flower that looks like rising dread. I am completely in love with the ambiance, the piano playing in the background, lightly but kind of, I would say, dauntingly, kind of gloomy, fits the nice pitter patter of the rain falling. With it being kind of like a glass greenhouse as well, everything just kind of comes together and makes for such a cozy game. It smells strongly of soured milk, bad enough to make my eyes water. Put that back. So I can drag a plant in to take a look. I have a growing fear deep within me. I could not let it take hold. That sounds daunting as well. Interesting. I wonder what happens if you fill that meter. Let's take a look at the map. So I'm actually quite surprised that this map is so large. I would not expect that from a game like this. Characterless mound of grass and gravel. What a waste of my time. Okay, so clicking on random places doesn't really gift you anything. I have neither the time nor the inclination. You can water plants using the watering can to earn the will to explore. Okay, so I've got limited will to explore. So we've got dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Buckenborough. So we can put our letters in this little box. Coin. Book of plants. This is going to be very useful, I'm assuming. Okay, so we get brief descriptions of all the plants that we've got. We've got Bishop's Parasol, Farmer's Worry, Forest Camphor, Fox Button. An offering of fox button is considered by some to represent the contact of friendship between strangers. Gandy root, Harlequin blue. They give little pictures as well. So maybe there can be a comparison between the picture and what I've got on the shelf. Lemon dandy. Okay. Those labels are probably going to become very useful for me down the road. Let's put this in the letters box. Alright. Let's try to find where Simone is. This map is very large and I feel like it's going to be... I'm probably going to pass over it a couple times until I finally notice that I found it. There's Undermere. Assuming that has to be where we are, correct? Here we go, Ambleside. The library here in Ambleside is one of my favorite haunts. Simone, the librarian, is always helpful and friendly and shares some of my passions for unusual plants. Today, she is grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she's found. Gilded dendra and the wandering bow. Do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black. Wow. Okay, so she gave us a poison. And fungus that moves in the dark. Interesting. Thank you, Simone. So we'll just put this in our little drawer. see if we can meet anybody new. Victoria Gray. I must have walked past this shop hundreds of times without ever stopping to look. What wonderful place to spend your day, surrounded by plants. It's a really nice day. I came here because I have an unusual request. At night, I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me, but nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has gotten the better of me. I must find out what they are saying. And so Victoria is looking for St. John's poppy. And I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what poppy looks like. It smells of nothing that I can detect. Okay. Let's bring out the handy dandy book of plants. St. John's poppy. Vibrant petals can be brewed to create a drop that can greatly improve hearing ability. Bright red with yellow center. Let's see if this works. It does. Another plant with heart-shaped leaves. Willow block. Interesting. Let's see if we can meet somebody else. David Schaefer. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants though, eh? Got a letter for you. Let's see what this says. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left out to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear that the wickedness had infected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the woods, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. So, our Amos got beat up in a town, but he found a flower, so northeast corner of the woods. I should not have come here. A darkness hangs over this town like an executioner's blade. I feel a rising dread at my chest. Oh. So we added to that, I have a growing fear deep within me. I cannot. Okay. So, don't want to go there again. Wonder what this coin does. Gilbert Ames. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way around, down through Backborough. I never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've brought the Bennett from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Let's take a look. The leaves are thought to be the origin of the name of this plant, supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medications used, the flower of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. Afflictions of the heart. I cannot read. Hardly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to come here to get it. So let's find this man his lemon dandy. I would assume that you would look for a plant that is yellow in color, but this is the only thing that looks like it, and it is. Okay. To me, personally, it doesn't look like lemon dandy, but I'm assuming because it smells like it, that is what gives it its name. Love the little cat. So, going to random places doesn't necessarily get you anything. Let's see. Bay Swift. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her a terrifying black skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing, but not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past few weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. So she wants forced camp free. So we've got little bios on the people that we meet. Looks like Faye's a psychic. Oh, and it keeps like a little log of the things that are said. Interesting. I feel like she'll come in pretty often for the forced camp free then, to help with the sleep. So, it's a little bundle. Strong smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful sporific effect, making it a common ingredient in sleeping. The camphor produces a beautiful rounded dark blue cluster made up of smaller flowers. These are soft purple. They have a sweet scent. So many plants to choose from. I should probably start labeling all of these, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that just yet. Let's see. Okay. So that also added to the rising dread when you hand people incorrect flour. I'll have to keep that in mind as well. I try to be on top of giving people the correct things. I want to say it's this one. Okay, that is correct. It's hard when the pictures aren't colored on the inside of the book, so you're unsure. So let's go ahead and label this one. That's the forced. There we go. The forced camp free. Just so I can remember. Perfect. I might as well name the other ones that I've done as well. St. John's Poppy. Then we'll do the lemon dandy as well. Lemon dandy. Okay. Perfect. And I'll just need to remember to do that as we go along. Nora Butterfield. Got any wandering bow? That always reminds me of, oh, what's his name? That old hermit inventor, the Wanderer. Anyway, the bow. If you've got it. So this is a fungi. It's a fungus that can move slowly in the dark and has been known to cover distances up to several meters in a single night. Let's take a look at some of the mushrooms that we have, or fungus. Not as spongy. Your sides are somewhat sharp. See this one. This is the one that smells like sour milk. Put these over here. I'll put them together. I don't know what that thing is. Thing's interesting. Any more fungus? That is. So we really just have the two to go off, and one smells of soured milk. So I'm assuming this one has to be it. So I'm just going to go ahead and label it the Wandering Blue. And this to Sonora. And we are correct. Getting this Lady of Summer. And with that, we have reached the end of the day. Interesting. I really like this game. It's nice. And I really like the aesthetic of it. It's a tarot card. It started when she found something that she was not meant to find. A book tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library. I wonder what that is. Moving on to Saturday. We've got row H, the third river. Assuming that's giving us kind of like a guidance for something that we are supposed to find. So, taking a look at the map here, I'm assuming all of the different waterways are going to be the rivers. And following in from row H, I'm trying to see if one looks kind of similar to this waterway that it has on here, but nothing really looks the same. I would hope that it would be pretty similar, but maybe it's just indicating that it is a waterway or a river. So row H, we'll go over to the third one. Yeah, it really doesn't look similar to the picture. Oh, did not do that. So go row H, 1, 2, 3. Oh, have to be. There we go. Dead deer in the river, yellowed bone protruding from matted hide and rotten flesh. Death for one provides life for many. We found a plant. Ooh, I like this one. The dark blue petals are soft and feathery to the touch. My fingers ache from handling this plant. It's so pretty. I noticed that it is not raining today as it was yesterday. Let's try. Say hello to our kitty. I can't remember cat's name. Is that terrible of me? It was like Hellsbane or something sort. Isidore Burbridge. Bring me a sample of Ipis Demisu. Be quick about it. That damn cat is setting off my allergies. Shouldn't have an animal in a shop like this. Sincere. I kind of agree with you because I have allergies to cats, unfortunately. But I think every workplace should have an animal, personally. So I've been reading through this and nothing is actually named this. And I've noticed that every flower has kind of like, oh, there we go. It's the Gandhi root. Perfect. That was easy. Just go ahead and give this the name of Gandhi root so you remember next time we need it. But you got your flower name and then you have kind of like a sub name. Not exactly sure what that's considered. like Undermere is looking fine in the sunshine today. Here's your mail. Doesn't look very sunny. There's an old slate mine at the hard knot that has some interesting looking fungi growing in it. I've never seen anything like them before. They seem to have found a niche in the damp, dark tunnels left by the trainways. I thought you might be interested. Warmest regards, Amos. So we need to find the hard night, not hard knot. You're gonna have to excuse me, guys. I seem to stumble over my words pretty often. There's a hard knot. And an iron gate rusted by years of abandonment sits across the entrance to the train tunnel. Rusted, it may not. But rusted, it may be, but it won't budge. Locked. Oh, there was a plant that unlocks doors. The love lock, the heart-shaped one. So let's see if we can find heart-shaped petals. Never mind. So this one doesn't say anything in particular about having a flower attached to it. More or less just the shape of the leaves. So I assumed that this fern would be that, but it's not the case. So let's see this one. Okay, so interesting. So sometimes the leaves are what you need, not necessarily describing a flower. Let's collect these mushrooms. Oh, we've got neat little ones. This one looks like it glows in the dark. And this one is like a dark gray with some red dots. And I like this one, the red one. Okay, let's get another customer. Reuben Ward. I'm headed to the Grisdale Forest investigating a possible murder there. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. The Sisterhood are a secretive lot, and they're not keen to talk to me. The leader, the Arda, or whatever they call her, she's dead. My instinct is they're hiding something. I was hoping that you might have some fox button that might help me win them over. Oh, the fox button's the one that I was looking after in the beginning. It's the thick, shiny leaves that grow in opposing pairs along the stems. So this one has two, this one has two. So there's multiple that have two sets of leaves. I see at least 3 here that have them. Those are more pointed. These are more pointed as well. So I'm wondering if yeah, these just seem a little bit more pointed. It has nothing entailing the flower of it, which all 3 of these have a bulb to it, or flower. I'm gonna go with this one because it's more rounded. And we were correct. Good. Brimlock added to our book of plants. Let's name Fox Button. Added to our list. And Miss Victoria Gray again. I was able to make out the whispered voices last night with the help of the St. John's poppy. There's a medium using the room illegally, I might add, holding midnight seances for gullible grievers. Is there a plant you know of that I could use to give them a scare and drive them away? I need my sleep. So she's going to be looking for the Harlequin blue. It's a bushy blue flower. And when they release the seeds, dried and hardened stems can be burned as an incense. So this one doesn't necessarily have any description of what the leaves would look like. This one, just kind of like an image of what the flower or the bulb itself would look like. This kind of looks like it, however, it's leaning over in the picture in the Book of Flowers. Our Book of Plants has it standing straight up. I'm gonna try to see if it's this one. Okay, it was correct. This is hard because it doesn't necessarily follow the description or look exactly like what we're looking for every single time. I feel like it's kind of different. You have to be thorough when you're investigating them. All right, Bethany Coleman. You may have heard the rumors that our Arda is dead. May Adriana bring her spirit peace. The nature of her death is unusual. The sisterhood does not often look to outside help, but this is beyond our knowledge. If you show my sisters this letter, they will allow you entry to the forest. To be assured of your discretion, we require that you use Mary's breath to bind yourself to secrecy. Oh, so we have to use something on ourselves? Mary's breath. Wide waxy leaves allow this plant to collect large amounts of water it requires. It's said that the person can be bound to secrecy using Mary's breath. It says smooth waxy leaves. But that's not it again. That plant hates me. I've used it twice and neither time has it been what I needed it to be. I don't see anything else with leaves that look similar to what this could be. Unless it's this. But there's this veined leaves that have a waxy finish. It's like a little cattail thing in the middle of it, so it doesn't feel right. Although it does kind of follow the picture of the Mary's breath in the book. I'm so worried to find out what happens if we fill the rising dread to 100. But let's try it. Okay, that was correct. Let's see. Before we open this letter, I'm going to go ahead and name this. I want to make sure that I have most of these named correctly. Let's see. We have failed in our duty as protectors of the forest. Our secrets have been stolen and the Arda has been murdered. You will find us deep in the Grisdale forest, a mile from the lake shore across from Trover. Please help us. Let's see. There's the Grisdale forest. As soon as I step off the road, 2 members of the sisterhood step out and remind me that this is their forest. I'm not welcome here. So I made an incorrect choice then. Find us deep in the Griswold Forest, a mile from the lake. Okay, so we probably need to be very specific as to where we're going. So the Grisdale Forest. And then a mile from the lake shore from Trover. Or is it Tor? No, that's Trover. I feel like I am having much difficulty reading. So let's water some plants to see if we can head out again. Fortunately, I wasted our will to explore the incorrect area. some of these need way more water than... there we go. Okay, so said Grisdale Forest, Trover, and I feel like following the compass, this is about a mile. Here we go. A sister tries to stop me from entering, but I showed her the letter and she lets me through. I am ushered into a walled courtyard and then through a large oak door, along a corridor, and down a set of stone stairs into a cool basement. Lying on a table draped in silk is the Arda. There is not a mark on her, but her open eyes are black in her mouth and veins, and her hair, all black as raven's wing. Do you know what could do this? Asks my escort. I set to work. That poison that Simone gave us had that same description of what it could do. We need Ren, and it can detect the presence of poison, it seems. It smells unpleasant. Said to smell unpleasant. Oh, strawberry. Smells unpleasant to those who have known death and sweet to those who have not. I extract a sample of the Arda's blood and introduce it to the Ren, and my suspicions are confirmed immediately. The leaves of the Ren turn black, which can only mean one thing: gilded dendra poisoning, which is what Simone gave us. Upon presenting my findings, I am rushed away quickly. The sisters do not want me hanging around, it seems. They do, however, send me on my way with a couple of plants, which I am grateful for. Got 2 new plants now. Interesting. What's Isidore again? I'm this close to reporting you halfway. Oh. The last plant you gave me has made my skin itch furiously. I'll have your little shop shut down and torn to the ground if you don't make this right. He's asking for Butterdale or Meekdrew? Butterdale is for rashes and itching of the skin. Stark leaves can be stewed and mulched to form something to help. And then Meekdrew is... but touching the leaves against bare skin will result in painful sores. Okay, so we can either help him or we can be rude as he is. Which I think I'll just go ahead and give him the Butterdale. That way, hopefully we can make a customer happy. I want to give him the one that's going to mess up his skin, but if something happens to the shop or he tries to make things more difficult for myself, this makes me want to have a second playthrough just so I can give him the Meekdrew and see what happens. But we'll give him the Butterdale and see. We'll see. So that is the end of another day. Let's name the Butterdale just so we are sure of its name in the future. I think that is going to give us a great stopping point for this video. I am really enjoying this game. I like the sense of mystery that it's giving. The Coven seems to have lost their leader to murder, and it's opening for a great investigation. I don't know if we're going to, probably we are going to get into it, I'd assume. I love that Simone gives us the plant that kills the Arda at the same time that all of this is happening. Drama. I also have a feeling that we are going to see like a multi-side of this, since there's different people with different stories, and each one of them kind of makes me want to see where they're going from where they are. I am definitely going to continue on with this one. I'm going to have a longer video next time so we can really delve into what's going on. I know for this video I'm speaking softly this time rather than whispering. I think I'm going to go back and forth to try to find my ASMR voice. I appreciate all the support I get for doing this. I know it's different from my live stream content, but I greatly enjoy the change of pace. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you have any games in mind that you would like to see me give a try. I will also appreciate you guys leaving a follow on any of my social media to keep up to date with me. I will link all of that in the description box below. And I will see you guys in the next video.